Hi, my name is Ariana, and my presentation is titled Inside the Amazon Rainforest: The Effects of Deforestation as a Result of Oil Extraction and Agricultural Production. I want to start by saying I was incredibly fortunate to spend a full week in the Amazon rainforest at the Tiputini Biodiversity Station. This field station lay deep within Ecuador's Amazon rainforest, a pristine environment brimming with wildlife and nature's wonders, or so I thought. As I off-boarded from the first canoe to wait for the bus's arrival, I was confronted with a huge warehouse-like building used for crude oil operations. It began to rain, so my classmates and I were allowed inside of the tall barbed wire gates and into the entrance of the building to take cover. Whilst inside, we were not allowed to take any photos or recordings, and the goings-on of the facility were kept hidden from us. In fact, the only picture I have from this leg of the journey is of a dog that lived on the property, shown in the bottom right corner. The Amazon rainforest covers more than 6.7 million square kilometers of South America, making it roughly the size of the continental United States, excluding Alaska. This relatively small area is home to thousands of indigenous communities and over 3 million different species, including animals, plants, microscopic bacteria, and fungi, some of which are shown here. The pressure for oil extraction and agricultural production from the Amazon rainforest has resulted in unprecedented levels of deforestation, devastating the environment and the local people. Oil operations in the Amazon rainforest threaten the existence of these species. Currently, oil and gas blocks designated for oil operations account for nearly 700,000 square kilometers of the western Amazon. This map depicts these oil blocks. In Ecuador alone, over 65% of their Amazon rainforest has been allocated for oil drilling and related activities. As you can see from the map, there is a lot of overlap in Ecuador between oil blocks and protected areas, spurring controversy. The images on the screen are oil extraction and refinery operations owned by the same international company whose warehouse I had taken shelter in from the rain. These and other facilities are a huge contributor to deforestation. Construction of roadways, housing, and office spaces cause serious habitat fragmentation. Canopy species, as well as seed dispersal and seed predation species, are disproportionately impacted. In addition, deforestation results in water, air, and soil contamination, colonization of indigenous peoples, illegal logging operations, as well as illegal and unsustainable hunting of bushmeat. Agriculture is another major contributor to deforestation. Currently, Brazil's Amazon rainforest undergoes deforestation at a rate of 22 square kilometers each day for cattle grazing and farming of soybeans, corn, rice, and sugar. This is equivalent to 6.5 times the size of Central Park. Land is most often cleared using controlled burning, resulting in soil erosion, river siltation, and aquatic contamination from agrochemicals. The Amazon rainforest is an important carbon sink, storing 25% of all global carbon dioxide emissions. Burning releases the carbon dioxide, bringing this rainforest to a tipping point of becoming one of the world's largest carbon contributors, rather than the world's largest carbon sink. If deforestation continues at its current rate, 55% of the Amazon rainforest will be gone by 2030. Additionally, 4,000 to 6,000 species go extinct every year because of the effects of deforestation. One well-known species is the Spix macaw, or blue macaw, popularized by the 2011 DreamWorks movie Rio. Despite the international attention this movie brought to the species, the Spix macaw was declared extinct in the wild in 2019. However, there is still hope, as 50 of these macaws remain living in captivity. Deforestation also negatively impacts many of the indigenous tribes of the Amazon rainforest. When indigenous land is stolen and deforested for the purpose of oil mining or commercial farming, the native people are forced from their homes and often end up living on roadsides, homeless. These living conditions often result in significantly increased rates of disease, alcoholism, malnutrition, and suicide. Indigenous tribes such as the Waorani, shown here, continue to fight for their land, but this often leads to conflict, corruption, and death of all parties involved. There are many ways to help mitigate the effects of deforestation in both the oil and agriculture industries. One way is to use more environmentally friendly drilling techniques, such as extended reach drilling, depicted in the top left corner, that reduce the required amount of drill holes, access roads, and infrastructure while still maintaining production. Another option is for individuals and corporations to use more sustainable sources of energy in place of Amazon-originated oil. The implementation of sustainable farming practices such as crop rotation and polyculture farming is another way to eliminate the need for deforestation. Monetary incentives and tax breaks can be used to incentivize sustainable farming practices. Another solution is the restoration of overgrazed, burned, or clear-cut forest area by replanting native species. The oil and agricultural industries are responsible for major deforestation events in the Amazon rainforest, devastating the environment and the local people. However, it is important to understand that oil and agricultural production cannot simply cease to exist, as most of the world relies on it. Instead, more sustainable alternatives must be found, and compromises must be made in order to work towards preserving the Amazon rainforest. While my short stay in this extraordinary place was sometimes disheartening, it was also full of wonder and amazement at the sheer grandness and intricacy of the Amazon rainforest that I hope will be maintained for generations to come. Thank you for taking your time to listen to my presentation.